Welcome to News from Down Home. I'm reading, or actually reading this in several sources, but the newspaper of record in Princess Anne, Maryland, the Maryland Herald, which went defunct in the 1980s, um, reported on April 8th, 1913, that a schooner, in the name of the schooner was Bernice Williams, which was en route from Snow Hill to Marsh Market, Virginia, with a cargo of bricks, struck a sunken tug opposite the shipyard in the Pocomoke River at Pocomoke City Monday evening of last week and sunk. The crew escaped from drowning by taking to a lifeboat. Traffic on the New York, Philadelphia, and Norfolk Railway was delayed 1 hour as the mast of the sunken vessel interfered with the operation of the drawbridge, and it became necessary to saw a portion of the mast from the vessel. The vessel's cargo was a total loss. I thought that was fascinating. Don't you think so? Now, Princess Anne is the seat of Somerset County, Maryland, and it's where I spent my early years. And one of the things I've learned about that place since recently, is that there was an Acadian in influence there, or settlers there, and these are people who had fled Nova Scotia. The British had captured their ship, or stopped their ship, the Elizabeth. It was a sloop, in November of 1755, and it was wound up. They wound up being they were taken captive by the British in Grand Prix, and the Elizabeth was the name of the ship, and there was 33 Acadian exiles living in Princess Anne and 67 in Snow Hill. And so that was really interesting, because Maryland was predominantly, the eastern shore, lower eastern shore was predominantly Protestant. So that's very interesting to me anyway. Now, one thing about Princess Anne, there's a very old, there's some very old houses in Princess Anne. Many of them are crumbling now, and it's very tragic. But one of the ones that I thought was fascinating, one source I read, it was called Nutter's Purchase, and it's supposed to be in the lane behind the parking lot on 30455 Fleur's Lane, Fleurers. And that was Christopher Nutter had gotten 300 acres along the Menoken River in 1667. And this source said that he was a Presbyterian and he hosted services in his house along the river. And the frame house that's there was erected around 1800 as part of a tannery complex. Now, tannering, you're talking about, it was common to situate tanneries and the noxious fumes and the awful waste, animal waste, on the outskirts of towns by rivers. And you throw stuff in the river. People weren't too worried about that back then. But anyway, the cottage is built on a foundation wall high enough to require steps to reach the front door. So I thought that was really interesting. I hope you do. And that's the news from down home today. Thank you.